When we arrived at his factory, Maher was discussing business with the Chinese bike supplier. After doing business in Guangzhou for 10 years, the Yemeni businessman knows exactly what kind of designs will sell well. Maher established Limag Quebec Import and Export Company Limited in 2004. It specializes in the sourcing and exporting of a wide range of home appliances, such as furniture, electronics, bicycles, and automobiles. Maher purchases most of his products in China and ships them to Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Djibouti, and Algeria. But back on May 20th, 2004, when he first arrived in China, he had nothing.
For me, I have two birthdays. The one that I was born and the one I was arrived to China, because it's like new life for me.
Looking back on those days, he said it was fate that brought him to China. When he thought about going abroad for business, two options popped up in his mind, India and China. He finally chose the latter. However, he knew so little about China that he was quite shocked when he first set foot there.
I was thinking that China is like we saw it in the 1980, the movies before. Chinese with like bicycles and they wear traditional clothes like this. But when I arrived to China in 2004, I was crushed. It's really big difference. The growth of this country is really more faster than any country. And this is not my word, this is all the countries.
Guangzhou's appeal to Arab businessmen dates back to ancient times, when the city was an important hub along the maritime Silk Road, a commercial route that linked the Pacific and Indian Oceans. China sold silk, ceramics, and tea to overseas markets via the road. Last year, President Xi Jinping proposed creating the Maritime Silk Road of the 21st century as part of a call for better maritime cooperation and increased regional growth. The revival of the road has benefited many businessmen, including Maher. Last year, his company's export growth volume grew to over $5 million. Maher describes himself as an explorer. He believes that in a place like Guangzhou, one just needs to be passionate and persistent, even when problems and difficulties emerge. In the beginning, Maher had a hard time adjusting to China, especially the food. However, he turned this to his advantage by learning how to cook at home. Now, he invites his colleagues over for meals at his home. The language barrier was also difficult to overcome.
But it was really hard. It's really hard when you want to drink even water and you can't. And you need someone to help you say,
Maher started learning Chinese on the street, taking every chance to practice with everyone from passers-by to supermarket employees. His hard work paid off, and he's now able to communicate well in Chinese. The secret, he said, is to always keep one's goal in mind.
Just go ahead, and if you have the determined to reach any goal, fix the goal in your life, and go ahead through it.
Maher's business eventually grew smoothly enough that he started thinking about settling down in China. His experience in China has taught him the value of a good education, leading him to pay for his nieces' and cousins' tuition fees to ensure that they can continue to study. Having just a high school degree himself, he said he hopes his relatives can get the chance to pursue higher education. When he returns to his hometown in Yemen, he is often eager to share his experience in China and talk about the places he's seen and the things he's done. He said he wants people outside of China to learn more about the country, which he now considers to be his home.
So when I travel out of China or out of Guangzhou, I feel like I am stronger. But when I come back to Guangzhou, when I reach the airport of Guangzhou, I take breath again, like I came back to really my home.
Maher said that after 1,000 years of trade, China still has a lot to offer Arab countries. He added that his China-made products are quite popular in Arab countries due to their good quality and relatively low price. As a businessman, he said he hopes he can play a bigger role in economic and cultural exchanges between China and Arab countries.
In fact, I have a lot of friends, about 30, 40 friends. They all have business like me, and they're working with all the Arabian countries, and they are doing more strong. Because as we said in the first, light your candle, and all of the candles together will have very big flame.
Last year, over 20,000 Arabs were living in Guangzhou, running over 1,000 enterprises, offices, and restaurants. For businessmen like Maher, the magic of the Silk Road has yet to abate.